Quick question. If nobody was watching, if nobody was counting, would you still do the right thing? Welcome to Akotels, where we tell African stories that matter. I am Ako, and today I am bringing you a story that will make you laugh, make you think, and maybe, just maybe, make you a little more honest. It's about 6 women, 113 chickens, and one mathematics teacher who proved that you can't outsmart numbers. It's about the small corruptions we all see and sometimes participate in, thinking nobody will notice. But most importantly, it's about redemption. Because this isn't just a story about people who stole. It's a story about people who changed. If you are new here, hit subscribe. We are creating content that entertains while it educates, that makes you laugh while it makes you better. Share this with someone who needs this message. We all know that person. Ready? Let's talk about the day 6 women learned that mathematics doesn't take bribe, integrity can't be stolen, and Mama teacher always counts her chickens. This is the missing chicken parts. Let's begin. The December sun was already climbing high when Mama Teacher's Mercedes pulled into Chief Emeruwa's sprawling compound. Behind her vehicle came a small truck, and from that truck, the most delicious smell of fresh chicken filled the morning air. Oya, careful with those baskets, Mama Teacher called out, stepping down from her car in her pristine Ankara wrapper and matching blouse. Her headgear was tied with the precision of a woman who measured everything, including the angle of her gele. Chief Emeruwa emerged from the main house, his belly arriving a few seconds before the rest of him. He was a successful businessman, the kind of man who had made his money through hard work and sharp thinking. But even sharper than Chief Emeruwa's business sense was his wife's mathematical mind. "Ah, my queen of calculations," Chief boomed, spreading his arms. "The chickens don't arrive?" 113 chickens, fresh from the best farm in the state, Mama Teacher replied, checking her list. "All cleaned, all ready. We just need to cut them and cook them." Chief's friend, who had been lounging under the mango tree with their morning beer, pecked up. "Chief, your wife sharp oo," Uncle Boniface called out. He was a retired civil servant with an opinion about everything and a comment for every situation. "See as she count chicken like she dey count her students for school." "My wife na human calculator," Chief announced proudly, then lowered his voice slightly. "Sometimes I fear her. When I'm coming home late, she go calculate the time I left office, the distance from there to here, the speed limit, and tell me exactly which bar I stopped at." "I heard that," Mama Teacher said without turning around. Chief jumped. "You see, even her ears calculate sound waves." The compound erupted in laughter. By 8 a.m., 6 women arrived at the cooking area, a large open space behind the main house with industrial-sized pots and enough firewood to cook for a small army. And indeed, Chief Emeruwa was expecting a small army. 400 guests from near and far, all coming to celebrate Christmas with the generous chief and his sharp-minded wife. The first to arrive was Mama Gift, a 45-year-old woman with a gap-toothed smile and a voice that could wake the dead. She wore so much perfume that even the chickens seemed to sneeze. "As for me in this life, she announced as she tied her wrapper, "I have cooked for governors, senators, even one ambassador. So this small Christmas party na small thing." Na so you talk am well. That was Mama Ngozi, who had the unique talent of agreeing with everything anyone said. She followed Mama Gift around like a shadow, nodding at every statement. Next came Auntie Joke, a teen woman who ran a small provision store and saw the world through the lens of profit and loss. She was wearing a wrapper with calculator prints on it, which nobody was sure was intentional or deeply ironic. "If I collect 20,000 naira for this work," she muttered, counting on her fingers, "minus transport 2,000, minus my time 3,000, minus the stress. Wait, am I paying them to work?" Sister Blessing bounced in next. The youngest at 28, her phone already in her hand. Good morning, ma. Mama teacher, this chicken setup is giving. Can I snap it for my Instagram? My followers go love this. Blessing put that phone down before I calculate how many seconds it takes to confiscate it. Mama teacher said with a smile that wasn't entirely joking. Mama traders arrived carrying a handbag so large it could have been registered as a separate guest. Her eyes darted around the compound like a security camera, taking inventory of everything valuable. Mama teacher, good morning oh. After we finish cooking, the leftover food, wetin we go do with them? She asked before even greeting properly. Mama traders, we never start cooking. You don't dey ask about leftover. Your mind calculate fast oh. Uncle Boniface called from under the mango tree. The last to arrive was Mama Peace, a short, stocky woman with the temperament of a disturbed wasp, ironically named. She had not known peace or given peace to anyone in over 20 years. Why you people give me small knife? She snapped the moment she saw the cutting board. You think say I no fit handle big knife? You looking down on me, Abi? Mama Peace, nobody's looking anywhere except at the chickens we need to cook, Mama teacher said calmly. Now all of you gather around. The 6 women clustered around as Mama teacher stood before a large cardboard she had propped up on an easel. She pulled out a marker with the flourish of a teacher about to deliver the most important lesson of the year. Listening carefully, she began writing as she spoke. We have 113 chickens. Each chicken must be cut into exactly 4 parts, not 3, not 5, not whatever feels right. Exactly 4 parts. That gives us... She paused and every woman held her breath. 452 parts. Mama teacher wrote the number in large figures. We have 400 guests expected. That means 52 extra parts for workers, latecomers and emergency purposes. Ah! Mama Gift whispered to Mama Ngozi. This woman na human calculator. Human calculator, sharp woman. Mama Ngozi agreed loudly. Sis, you for just use phone calculate now, Sister Blessing murmured. Mama teacher turned slowly, her eyes focusing on Sister Blessing like a lesser. My dear, my brain is the calculator, and unlike your phone, it has never run out of battery. It has never hanged, and it doesn't need software updates. Yes, ma, Sister Blessing squeaked. Besides, Mama teacher continued, warming to her subject. If your phone battery dies, what will you do? Start guessing? No. Mathematics must be in your head, not in your hand. Na so. Mathematics for head, not for hand. Mama Ngozi nodded vigorously. From the corridor leading to the main house, Chief Emeruwa's voice boomed. Who talks say I dey fear my wife? Everyone turned to see the chief standing there, having clearly overheard Mama Ngozi's earlier comment. I know the fear, oh, he continued, walking towards them. I dey respect her calculation skills. Yes, respect. That's the word. Chief, your mouth don't leak your secret, Uncle Boniface shouted, and the compound dissolved into laughter. Mama teacher allowed herself a small smile before returning to her cardboard. At the bottom, she wrote in capital letters, 113 chickens times 4 parts, 452 parts. Then she added, signed, Mama teacher, and finally, witnesses, God and all of una. Now, she said, capping her marker, I will be checking, I will verify, I will calculate. In fact, she paused for dramatic effect. Let me take a picture of this board, so there's no confusion later. She pulled out her phone and snapped a photo, then showed it to each woman individually. Mama Gift, see am? Yes, ma. Mama Ngozi? I see am clear. Sister Blessing? Yes, ma. I even screenshot am for backup. Mama Traders? Yes, ma. Mama Traders' eyes lingered a bit too long on the numbers, and Mama Teacher made a mental note. Auntie Joke? Yes, ma. 113 times 4 equals 452. Simple mathematics. Mama Peace? I see am. Mama Peace said, though she looked like she wanted to fight the cardboard itself. Good. Mama Teacher nodded. I am leaving this cardboard here. If anyone develops amnesia, just look at it and remember. Now I must go supervise the decoration of the main hall. Chief, please come. They are hanging the Christmas lights upside down. Upside down? Chief Emeruwa clutched his chest. How can Christmas lights be upside down? Light is light now. You will see when I show you, Mama Teacher said, leading her husband away. Uncle Boniface, please keep an eye on the cooking area for me. Ah, Mama Teacher, you want make I be supervisor? I never chop breakfast too. There's bread and tea in the kitchen. Go and eat and then come back. As Mama Teacher and Chief disappeared into the main house, Uncle Boniface scrambled towards the kitchen. The 6 women stood in silence for exactly 7 seconds. Then Mama Gift looked left. She looked right. She looked up at the sky as if checking whether God was paying attention. Then she leaned in close to the other women. "Abeg," she whispered, her voice low and conspiratorial. "This woman calculate very well. Too well, sef." Too well, Mama Ngozi agreed. But Mama Gift continued, her gap-toothed smile spreading across her face. She no fit calculate wetin dey inside our bags. There was a pause, a long pregnant pause, where 5 other women processed what Mama Gift has just suggested. Sister Blessing's eyes went wide. "But Mama Gift, you mean..." "I no mean anything," Mama Gift said quickly. "I am just saying that, look at all these chickens, 113 chickens. And Chief and Mama Teacher, they have money, like sand for beach. If we take small, very small, them no go even notice." "Take?" Mama Ngozi's voice went up an octave. "You mean relocate?" Relocate. I like that word. Mama Peace clapped her hands. "We are chicken relocation experts." Auntie Joke was already calculating, her fingers moving in the air. "If we cut each chicken into 3 parts instead of 4, we will have 113 extra parts. Divide by 6, that's about 18 parts each. If I sell each part for 500 naira, that's 9,000 naira extra on top of my salary." "You want sell am?" Sister Blessing gasps. "Me, I just want carry am go house for my family. We never eat good meat in 2 months. My children sef," Auntie Joke said, her voice taking on a righteous tone. "My children haven't eaten meat in months. If I carry small chicken go house, na so heaven go happy o. Bible say feed the hungry." Mama Peace turned to stare at her. "The hungry people na your children have been at the 400 guests wey Mama Teacher dey cook for?" "Both," Auntie Joke declared. "Hunger no dey look face o." Mama Traders was already nodding, her large handbags seeming to expand with anticipation. "And me, I fit sell some for my shop. Christmas rush na real o. These rich people sef, dem go buy turkey on top of chicken. They no go miss small chicken parts." But Sister Blessing bit her lip. Mama Teacher done right am for cardboard o, with witness sef, God and us. The 5 other women turned to look at her. In that moment, Sister Blessing felt like a goat at a lion convention. Mama Gift draped her arm around Sister Blessing's shoulder. "My dear, God is merciful. He will understand. Na Christmas, season of joy and sharing." "But we know dey share," Sister Blessing pointed out weakly. "We dey relocate." "Exactly. Relocation is not stealing. It's strategic redistribution." Mama Gift was warming to her team now. "Look, the chicken is here. We are here. Our families need the chicken. Is that not God's plan?" God's plan, na so. Mama Ngozi nodded enthusiastically, then paused. "But wait, if we carry chicken, you no be stealing?" The silence that followed was so thick, you could cut it with the same knife they were supposed to be using on the chickens. All 5 women turned to stare at Mama Ngozi as if she had just announced she was running for president. Mama Gift recovered first. "Mama Ngozi, see your mouth like you no be stealing." "We no dey steal. We dey. She searched for the words. "Relocate," Mama Peace supplied helpfully. "Relocate the chicken," Mama Gift finished triumphantly. "From the basket to our bags," Auntie Joke added. For the benefit of our families, Mama Traders contributed. During the season of giving, Sister Blessing said weekly, apparently having been converted. Season of giving, we dey give ourselves. Mama Ngozi was fully on board now, having overcome her moment of doubt. Mama Peace grabbed a large knife and held it up like Excalibur. So we agree? We dey cut the chickens into 2 or 3 parts instead of 4, and we keep the rest? 5 heads nodded. But we must be smart about it, until Joke said, her business sense kicking in. We no fit just carry chicken anyhow. We must have strategy. Strategy, Mama Gift agreed. We cut some into 2 parts, some into 3 parts. So you no go too show. We mix them up and we hide our own parts small, not at once. So where we go hide them? Sister Blessing asked, looking around the open cooking area. Mama Traders patted her enormous handbag. I come prepared. This bag fit swallow half a goat. I go hide some inside my head tie wrapper. Mama Ngozi announced. Who go check person head? I get cooler for my bag. Mama Peace said. I go put eyes on top, nobody go suspect. Until Jockey was already pulling out plastic bags from her own bag. I carry special bags, nylon wey no dey leak. I been planned this from yesterday. Planned from yesterday? Sister Blessing's eyes went wide. You mean you been one still all along? Relocate, all 5 women hissed at once. Relocate, Sister Blessing corrected quickly. Sorry, now this my Gen Z mouth oh. And you? Mama Gift turned to Sister Blessing. Where you go hide your own? Sister Blessing looked down at herself, then brightened. I get big bra, padded. I fit hide chicken there. The 5 older women stared at her. Gen Z innovative solution, Sister Blessing said proudly. This girl don't craze. Mama Peace muttered, but there was respect in her voice. Okay, Mama Gift said, taking charge. Make we start. We go walk fast. The girls go soon start coming, and Uncle Boniface go soon finish him breakfast. Let's move. And with that, Operation Chicken Relocation began. What followed in the next 2 hours was a masterclass in organized chaos. The 6 women moved like a well-oiled machine, if that machine was slightly broken and leaking chicken parts. Mama Gift had packed the first chicken with the confidence of a woman who had allegedly cooked for governors. She cut it swiftly into 2 large parts, held them up to examine them, then nodded. Perfect. Nobody go fit no say it's supposed be 4 parts. She wrapped the 2 official parts and put them in the serving basin, then quickly wrapped the 2 extra parts in newspaper and tucked them under her wrapper. Mama Gift, until Joke whispered urgently, your wrapper the shift too. Your chicken the show. Mama Gift quickly adjusted, pulling her wrapper tighter. This chicken get muzzle You dey fight me oh. Mama Traders was taking a different approach. She was cutting the chickens into 3 parts as a strategic compromise between greed and caution. Each time she got 3 extra parts, she would casually stroll over to where her massive handbag sat, pretend to be getting something, and drop the chicken inside. By her 5th trip, Mama Peace noticed, Mama Traders, you don't go to that bag 10 times. You want make people suspect? I dey check my phone oh, Mama Traders said defensively. Check phone 10 times in 20 minutes? What you'd expect? Call from Jesus? Maybe na him dey call oh, to tell you say stealing is a sin, Sister Blessing muttered. Wetin you talk? Mama Peace rounded on her. Nothing oh, abeg nothing oh, I am just saying we should be more careful. Sister Blessing was indeed trying to be careful, but her choosing hiding spot was proving problematic. She had managed to stuff 2 chicken parts into her padded bra, but now she was walking like a robot, her chest jutting out at an unnatural angle. Sister Blessing, wetin happen to you? Wetin dey do you? You dey do catwalk? Mama Ngozi asked. Nah, the heat, Sister Blessing said, sweating profusely. The heat dey make me stiff oh. Stiff for chest area only, until Joke raised an eyebrow. That na selective heat oh. Mama Ngozi was having her own challenges. She had successfully hidden several chicken parts in her elaborated head tie wrapper, but the weight was causing it to tilt dangerously to one side. Mama Ngozi, your head tie dey fall. Mama Gift won. Na the style, new fashion from Lagos. Mama Ngozi grabbed her head tie with both hands, trying to balance it. Fashion will make you look like Leaning Tower of Pisa. Mama Peace laughed. Auntie Joke was the most methodical. She had brought several plastic bags and she was carefully labeling each one as she filled it with chicken parts. Waiting you the right there, Mama Trader peered over her shoulder. Labels, see, for Ike, for Ada, for Chukwu, each of my children go get their own shell. You don't share chicken like inheritance, Mama Peace exclaimed. You never carry am reach house, you don't dey allocate. Planning is key, my dear, Auntie Joke said primely. That's why some people succeed and others fail. Don't you know, some people succeed in going to jail too, Sister Blessing murmured. But nobody heard her because at that moment, disaster nearly struck. Chief Emeruwa's daughter Chiamaka came strolling into the cooking area, her phone in her hand, probably looking for better Wi-Fi signal. Good afternoon, aunties, she called out cheerfully. 6 women froze like they had been hit with a pause button. Mama Traders was mid-bend, about to drop chicken into her bag. Sister Blessing's hand was inside her blouse, adjusting her strategic storage. Mama Ngozi was clutching her, tilting her tie. With both hands, Auntie Joke had a marker in her mouth and a chicken leg in her hand. Mama Peace was literally holding a plastic bag of chickens in mid-air. And Mama Gift was standing with both hands, suspiciously hidden under her wrapper. Oh, hello? Chiamaka looked at the scene with confusion. Are you people okay? You all look like you're playing freeze dance. Prayer, Sister Blessing suddenly shouted. We dey pray before we cook. Prayer, na so. Mama Ngozi jumped in. We dey thank God for the chickens. Sister Blessing claps her hands together dramatically, her eyes squeezed shut. Lord, we thank you for this chicken. For this opportunity to cook. We thank you for Chief Emeruwa and Mama Teacher's generosity, Mama Gift added quickly, finally finding her voice. And for all the guests we go chop, Mama Peace contributed. And for mathematics, Auntie Joke said randomly, still slightly panicked. Mathematics? Chiamaka tilted her head. You people are praying for mathematics? Yes, mathematics is important, Mama Trader said, her bag behind her back now. Without mathematics, how we go know how many chicken parts to cut? Amen! All 6 women shouted in unison. Chiamaka stared at them for a long moment, clearly trying to process what she has just witnessed. Then she shrugged. Okay, but why is Mama Trader sweating like person we run marathon? Mama Trader's eyes went wide. Nah, the heat from the pot. But the pot is over there, Chiamaka pointed. And you're standing over here. The heat travel, Mama Trader said desperately. Hot air circulation, convection, thermodynamics. Thermodynamics, Sister Blessing lashed onto the word. Yes, we dey learn about heat transfer while we cook. Education is important. Chiamaka looked at Sister Blessing, at her oddly stiff posture and protruding chest, and something like understanding or suspicion crossed her face. But before she could say anything, Mama Gift intervened. Chiamaka dear, did you come for something? You want water? Food? We never start serving, but we fit give you small something. No, I'm fine. I was just passing. Chiamaka took one last look at the suspicious scene. But aunties, you people should be careful. You know my mother. She doesn't play with her calculations. We know. We dey careful, Mama Ngozi said, still clutching her head tie. Okay then, enjoy your prayer session. With a little wave, Chiamaka walked away, her phone already back in her hand. The moment she was out of sight, all 6 women released the breath they had been holding. Jesus Christ! Mama Peace exhaled. That one almost catch us until Jockey found herself with her chicken label. Thank God for Sister Blessing and her prayer idea, Mama Trader said. Sister Blessing was bent over, trying to catch her breath. I nearly died. My heart they beat like talking drum. And Mama Traders, Mama Peace turned to her. You and your thermodynamics, since when you become physics teacher? Pressure makes you remember things you never even learned. Mama Traders defended herself. This is a sign, Sister Blessing said, her voice shaking. We should stop. We should just cut the chickens into 4 parts like Mama Teacher said, before real trouble catch us. For a moment, it seemed like wisdom might prevail. The 6 women looked at each other, at their various hiding spots bulging with stolen chicken, at the innocent remaining chickens in the baskets. Then Mama Gift shook her head. We done already start. We no fit turn back now. Look how much we done already take. If we confess now, we go still get punished. Make we just continue, finish the job, and be more careful. Continue, more careful. Mama Ngozi agreed. And so, against better judgment, against the warning sign they had just received, the 6 women continued their chicken relocation program. But now they were more nervous, more jumpy, more likely to make mistakes. Mama Gift started cutting chicken so carelessly that some parts were uneven. Make it not too perfect. Variations look more natural. Mama Peace's hands were shaking as she packed her chicken. And no fit believe say I dey fear small girl like Chiamaka. That small girl go report also, Sister Blessing said. But she still stuffed one more piece into her bra. Her chest now looked like she was smuggling footballs. Auntie Joke has stopped labeling and was just throwing chickens into her bags. I go sort out the names later. Right now, speed is important. By the time Uncle Boniface returned from his breakfast, which had apparently included a second breakfast and possibly an early lunch, the damage was done. The chickens had been processed, the evidence had been hidden, and 6 women wore expressions of guilty triumph mixed with nervous terror. You people don't finish cutting? Uncle Boniface asked, surveying the scene. Yes, sir, they chorused. Their voices just a bit too loud, too enthusiastic. Fast walkers, so Chief Emeruwa got the right people. He peered into the cotton basin. But why the chicken parts look somehow different? Some big, some small. That's to make sure every guest gets variety. Mama Gift improvised. Some people like big parts, some like small parts. We dey cater to different preferences. Preferences? Uncle Boniface scratched his head. I never hear say chicken parts get preferences before. But waiting I know, I'm just a retired civil servant. You people are the professional cooks. Professional na so. Mama Ngozi nodded so vigorously, her head tie tilted even more. Mama Ngozi, your head tie dey fall low. Uncle Boniface pointed. Na style. 3 women shouted at once. Uncle Boniface held up his hands in surrender. Okay, na style. These women and their fashion. Okay, make I go tell Mama Teacher say the cutting don't finish. Time to start the real cooking. As he walked away, Mama Peace muttered, time to start the real sweating, you mean? And she was right, because cooking the stolen chicken was one thing. Serving it without getting caught, that was about to be a whole different kettle of, well, chicken. By noon, the cooking was in full swing, and the aroma wafting from Chief Emeruwa's compound could probably be smelled in the next village. The jollof rice shimmered a perfect red in giant pots. The pepper soup bubbled with enough spices to cure any cold within a 5-mile radius. The plantains fried to golden perfection. And the chicken parts, all 300 smooth of them, sat in large serving trays, looking slightly smaller than they should have, but still tempting enough to make a vegetarian reconsider their life choices. Guests began arriving around 1 p.m. Cars pulled up one after another, disgorging well-dressed men and women, excited children, and elderly relatives who needed trade people to help them out of the vehicles. Welcome, welcome! Chief Emeruwa stood at the entrance, his belly preceding him like a personal ambassador. Merry Christmas! Come in, come in! Food plenty, drinks plenty, everything plenty. Uncle Boniface, now self-appointed as self-assistant host, added his own welcome. Come and eat, oh, chief, no be ordinary man. Him food go reach from here, go reach Jerusalem, oh. Inside the cooking area, the 6 women were a bundle of nerves dressed in serving aprons. They had cleaned up, washed their hands and tried to look innocent, which, for people who had just committed poultry theft, was harder than it looked. Remember, Mama Gift whispered to the group as they prepared to start serving. We act normal. We smile, we serve. Nobody suspects anything. Normal, smile, serve, Mama Ngozi repeated, though her smile looked more like she had eaten something sour. My chest dey pain me, oh, Sister Blessing complained, adjusting her chicken stuffed bra for the 100th time. The chicken dey poke me. Suffer in silence, Mama P snapped. Now you carry and put there. How many parts each guest suppose get? Auntie Jockey asked, trying to calculate. 1 part each, Mama Trader said. Mama Teacher said so. But some guests go one more, Mama Peace pointed out. Let them want. We serve 1 part. Move to the next person. No time for long conversation. In and out like armed robber. We are armed robbers, Sister Blessing hissed. Except we rob chicken. The first guest to be served was an elderly woman, Mama Chinyere, who had known Chief Emeruwa since he was a child. Ah, my daughter, she beamed at Mama Gift. Give me that fine big piece there. I no get it again, no. So make the chicken soft. Mama Gift's hand hovered over the tray. The problem was, because they had cut the chickens carelessly, some parts were tiny, some were huge, and some looked like they had been attacked by a confused butcher. This one, she said, picking up a medium-sized piece. That one small. I said the big one. But Mama, this one goes soft for your mouth. Young woman, I say, give me the big one. Or you know here good? Give her the big one, Mama Ngozi urged, trying to be helpful. Reluctantly, Mama Gift served one of the large pieces. Mama Chinyere examined it, nodded in satisfaction, and moved on. The next 3 guests were easier. They took what was given without complaint. But then came Uncle Boniface's friend, Mazi Okafor, who had opinions about everything and standards for everything else. This chicken, he peered at it suspiciously. Why you look like say person just hack am anyhow? Look at this age here. No be proper cutting, no. That's the modern style, Sister Blessing blotted out. Rustic cutting, very popular in Lagos restaurant. Rustic? Mazi Okafor raised an eyebrow. For my village, we call am bad cutting. But okay, na Christmas, I go chop am. As the serving continued, comments started filtering in. This chicken rather small, oh. Na chicken abi chicken pikin? I think the chicken was on a diet before Christmas. Mama Teacher, I beg this one wey you give me na chicken abi chicken pikin? I think the chicken was on a diet before Christmas. Each comment made the 6 women more nervous. They were sweating, not just from the heat of the pots, but from the heat of guilty conscience and the fear of discovery. By the time 300 guests had been served, the tray looked sadly depleted. Mama Gift glanced at them and felt her skin sink. Even without counting, she could see that something was very, very wrong with the mathematics. And that was when they heard it. The sound that every guilty person dreads, the sound of sensible shoes walking with purpose across the compound. Mama Teacher was coming. She arrived at the cooking area in her fresh Ankara, her face pleasant, her eyes sharp. Behind her walked Chief Emeruwa, looking content and well-fed. Behind him, Uncle Boniface, still providing running commentary. Ah, the women of the hour, Chief boomed. You people have done well. The guests are enjoying. Enjoying well, Mama Ngozi said, though her voice cracked slightly. Mama Teacher smiled. It was a pleasant smile, a warm smile, the kind of smile a cat gives a mouse before pouncing. Good afternoon, my hard-working cooks, she said softly. The food is delicious. Everyone is commenting on how well seasoned everything is. Thank you, ma, they chorused. However, Mama Teacher continued, walking slowly toward the serving trays. I've come to do a small check. You know me, I like to verify things. 6 hearts stopped beating. How many guests have been served? Mama Teacher asked, her voice still pleasant. 300 ma. Mama Gift stammered. 300, good. Mama Teacher nodded, then looked into the serving tray. Her eyes, sharp as the hawk's, took in the remaining chicken parts. She didn't need to count. Her mathematical mind had already computed the problem. Her smile didn't change. If anything, it got a little warmer, which somehow made it more terrifying. So she said softly, "Where are the remaining parts?" "Ma?" Mama Gift tried to look confused. "Let me break it down for you," Mama Teacher said, still smiling. "Since I can see that maybe you have forgotten the mathematics," she held up one finger. "We had 113 chickens." Second finger. Each chicken was to be cut into 4 parts. Third finger. That gives us 452 parts total. Fourth finger. You've served 300 guests. Fifth finger. Which means 152 parts should remain. She paused, letting the math sink in, then pointed at the trays. "I see approximately 50 parts here. So my question is simple. Where are the 102 missing parts?" The silence that followed was so absolute you could have heard a chicken feather drop, except all the chicken feathers were gone, along with the 102 chicken parts. Chief Emeruwa's jovial expression slowly faded as the implications of his wife's mathematics settled in. "Wait, missing parts?" "Yes, darling. Missing. As in, not here. As in, somewhere else." Mama Teacher's voice was still calm, but there was still underneath. "Perhaps these good women can explain where 102 parts of chicken went to." Mama Gift's mouth opened and closed like a fish. "Ma, maybe rats carry some." The silence became, if possible, even more silent. Mama Teacher turned to look at Mama Gift with an expression of such polite incredulity that several guests who have drifted over to watch started backing away. "Rat," Mama Teacher repeated slowly. "You're telling me that a rat, or maybe a family of rats, carried away 102 chicken parts? Big rats, ma." Mama Gift tried weakly. "That's not a rat." Mama Gift: "That's a tiger. That's a whole pride of lions. That's Godzilla with a team of assistants." Mama Teacher's voice rose slightly. "Do I look like someone who believes in rats that can carry 102 chicken parts?" Maybe the chicken was smaller than we thought." Mama Peace jumped in, trying to save the situation. "Smaller?" Mama Teacher turned to Mama Peace with that same terrifying smile. "So 113 chickens mysteriously shrank. They turned from chickens to pigeons in your hands. Tell me, Mama Peace, what kind of magic did you use? Because I won't avoid it when I'm cooking." Ma. Mama Peace was living up to her name by looking anything but peaceful. We gave extra to the workers." Mama Traders blotted out, clutching her suspiciously bulging handbag behind her back. "The workers?" Mama Teacher's eyebrow rose so high it nearly reached her hairline. "Let me see. The workers are 10 people. Even if I am feeling extremely generous and give each person 5 parts, which will be excessive, that's only 50 parts. Where are the remaining 52 parts? Did they also grow legs and walk away?" Maybe we miscalculated when cutting," Sister Blessing tried, her voice trembling, her chest still jutting out at that unnatural angle. Mama Teacher walked slowly towards Sister Blessing, studying her. "Miscalculated or mistole?" Sister Blessing burst into tears. "Sister Blessing," Mama Teacher said, her voice softer now, but no less penetrating. "Why are you just standing like a soldier? And why does your chest look like you're smuggling footballs?" It's my bra, ma. Padded, very padded, Lagos style. Lagos style that makes you walk like robot? My dear, even Beyonce doesn't stand that stiff, and she wears the most complicated outfits in the world." By now, word has spread and guests were gathering. Uncle Boniface pushed to the front, his eyes wide with realization. I knew something was somehow. The chicken parts were looking different. Chief Emeruwa was no longer smiling. His face has taken on the expression of a man who was mentally calculating how much embarrassment was about to descend on his household. Mama teacher took a deep breath, then spoke in a voice that carried across the compound. You people thought that because it is Christmas, because there is plenty, because Chief Emeruwa is generous, that I wouldn't notice. You forgot one thing. She tapped her head. I am a mathematics teacher. I don't just teach numbers. I live numbers. I dream in equations. I count in my dreams. She count in her sleep, Mama Ngozi said automatically, then clapped her hand over her mouth as she realized what she had done. Even Mama Ngozi is agreeing with me, Mama teacher said. Mama Ngozi, who agrees with everything, even her own conviction. So let me ask you all one more time. Where is the chicken? Silence. Okay, if you won't tell me, I'll find out myself. Mama teacher walked towards Mama Gift. What's under your wrapper? Nothing, ma. Nothing doesn't make a wrapper bulge like you're hiding a whole village meeting under there. Show me. With trembling hands, Mama Gift loosened her wrapper. Newspaper wrap bundle stumbled out, hitting the ground with soft thoughts. Chicken everywhere. And you, Mama teacher pointed at Mama Traders. That bag you've been hiding behind your back like it's the nuclear code. Bring it. Mama Traders reluctantly brought out her enormous handbag. Mama teacher opened it, looked inside, and her eyes widened. There's enough chicken in here to start a KFC branch. How did you even plan to carry this? With a forklift? She moved to Mama Ngozi. And your head tie has been tilting like the leaning tower of Pisa all day. Take it off. Ma, it's my good head tie. Take it off. Mama Ngozi unwrapped her head tie and chicken parts ran down like a poultry waterfall. One piece landed on Uncle Boniface's head. Jesus! Uncle Boniface jumped. Chicken attacked me from heaven. Despite the tension, a few people giggled. Mama teacher wasn't done. She turned to Sister Blessing, who was now crying so hard she was hiccuping. I knew, Sister Blessing, with your Lagos style padded bra, I want to see this fashion innovation. Remove them. Ma, here, in public, not the bra, you foolish girl. The chicken inside it. With shaking hands, Sister Blessing reached into her blouse and started pulling out chicken parts. 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces, 5 pieces. Is there a whole farm in there? Someone from the crowd shouted, and nervous laughter rippled through the gathering. Even Chief Emeruwa, despite his anger, couldn't help the corner of his mouth twitching. My wife, this one pass ordinary stealing. This one na advanced distribution system. Mama teacher turned to Auntie Joke. And you, what is in those plastic bags you've been guarding like they contain the original 10 commandments? Auntie Joke, realizing resistance was futile, brought out her bags, each one carefully labeled. For Ike, for Ada, for Chukwu. Mama teacher picked one up, read the label, and shook her head slowly. You didn't just steal the chicken. You shared it. You labeled it. You created an inheritance plan for poultry. My children. Your children what? Mama teacher's voice finally rose to a shout. Your children need to see their mother as a thief? That's the Christmas gift you want to give them? Auntie Joke collapsed onto a nearby stool, sobbing. Mama teacher looked at Mama Peace, who was the only one who hadn't been exposed yet. And you, Mama Peace, are you going to make me search you too? Or will you volunteer your loot? Mama Peace, for once living up to her name by choosing the path of least resistance, pulled out a cooler from under her station. Inside, wrapped in ice, were neatly packed chicken parts. At least you kept them fresh, Mama teacher said dryly. Very professional stealing. You should add it to your resume. Expert in refrigerated theft. Now, all the evidence was laid out. Piles of chicken parts in newspapers, plastic bags, eyes even extracted from intimate garments. The 6 women stood in various states of shame, tears and defeat. Mama teacher walked to the center of the cooking area where everyone could see her. The crowd had grown considerably. It seemed like all 400 guests had materialized, plus some neighbors who had heard the commotion and came running. Listen well, Mama Teacher announced, her voice carrying across the compound. Let this be a lesson to everyone here. These women were given a simple task. Cut 113 chickens into 4 parts. Simple mathematics, but greed made them think they could outsmart numbers. She pointed at the stolen chicken. They cut the chickens into 2 or 3 parts, kept the rest for themselves. They thought that because there is plenty, nobody would notice. They thought that because Chief Emeruwa is generous, I am foolish. Never! Someone from the crowd shouted. But let me tell you something about plenty, Mama Teacher continued, warming to her subject. Plenty is not foolish. Generosity is not stupidity. And kindness is not weakness. Preach! Uncle Boniface shouted. Talk 'em! They forgot that some of us went to school not to oppress people, but to count correctly. Mama Teacher pulled out the cardboard she had written on that morning. See, I wrote it down. 113 chickens times 4 equals 452. I even took a picture. I gave you all the information you needed to do right, but you chose to do wrong. Chief Emeruwa stepped forward, his voice heavy with disappointment. I wanted to hire expensive caterers from the city, big companies that would have charged me like I am feeding the president. But my wife said no. She said, let's give the work to our own people. Let them benefit too. Let them chop too. Christmas is for sharing. He looked at the 6 women, shaking his head. And this is how you people repay that generosity. By stealing? Mama Gift fell to her knees. Chief, Ma, we are sorry. Na devil, we see the chicken. We see Christmas. We think say, you think say what? Mama Teacher cut her off. You think say because we have plenty, you can take more than your share? You think say because we are generous, we won't count? Ma, please. Mama Ngozi was on her knees now too. We need this work. Christmas never finished. We get family. You get family? Mama Teacher's voice cracked like a whip. And the 400 guests I'm trying to feed, they are not somebody's family. The workers who were depending on proper portions, they are not somebody's family. Sister Blessing was crying so hard she could barely speak. Ma, I am sorry. My family never eat meat in 2 months. I was thinking, I just see opportunity and you grabbed it with both hands. And your bra? Mama Teacher said, but her voice had softened slightly at Sister Blessing's obvious distress. Mama Peace surprisingly wasn't fighting anymore. She just stood there, tears streaming down her face. Ma, I have no excuse. I was just greedy. I saw plenty and I wanted my own. I am sorry. Mama Traders was calculating even in her disgrace. Ma, if we return all the chicken and we apologize and we work for free. Work for free? Mama Teacher laughed, but it was not a pleasant laugh. You think this is a transaction? You think this is about the chicken? Let me tell you what this is really about. She walked to stand in front of all 6 women, who were now all on their knees, some crying, some just staring at the ground in shame. This is about trust, Mama Teacher said. This is about integrity. This is about the kind of society we are building, one chicken part at a time. She turned to address the crowd. How many of you here work in government? How many work in schools, in hospitals, in churches, in any place where you handle things that belong to many people? Hands went up slowly throughout the crowd, more than half. And how many of you, Mama Teacher continued, have seen where things meant for everybody somehow enter one person's pocket? How many have maybe even given in to that temptation thinking it's just small thing, nobody will notice? The hands stayed up, but now people were looking uncomfortable. Let these women be your Christmas lesson, Mama Teacher said firmly. Whether a chicken, whether a contract money, whether a school chalk, whether a hospital medicine, whether a church offering, when you steal what is meant for many to benefit only yourself, you are not wise. You are a thief wearing a crown made of shame. Preach it! Uncle Boniface shouted, getting caught up in the moment. An old man, Papa Akpan, who had been silent until now, stood up slowly. He was a retired civil servant, respected in the community. Mama teacher is right, he said, his voice carrying the weight of years. When I was working in the ministry, I saw big men carry Ghana must go bags full of money meant for roads. They will sign paper, collect money, and the roads never got built. Children died on those bad roads. People's cars spoiled. Businesses collapsed. But those men are building mansions, sending their children abroad, living large. He pointed at the 6 women. These women stole chicken. Those men stole futures. It's all the same spirit of taking your own. And that spirit is what is killing this country. A young teacher named Chidi stood up. In my school, they sent textbooks for students. 40 cartons enter the school. Next day, only 5 cartons remain. Where the rest go, nobody knows. But somehow, teachers' children suddenly have plenty books at home. Me, I asked questions. They told me, Chidi, this is how things work. If you don't take your own, you are a fool. But today I understand. If I take my own, I am a thief. There's no middle ground. A nurse in the crowd spoke up. In our hospital, medicine meant for patients, somehow they disappear. People they die because they can't afford to buy medicine that was supposed to be free for them. Meanwhile, some staff they sell the medicine outside. Every time I see it, my heart breaks. But what can I do? If I report, they will victimize me. You can do what is right, Mama teacher's voice rang out. Even if it costs you. Because what is the alternative? That we all become thieves together? That we all steal from each other until there's nothing left? Chief Emeruwa raised his hand. My wife speaks well, but I want to add something. You people think say to steal from the rich is not a big sin. After all, we have plenty, so we won't feel it, abi? He paused, letting the words sink in. But that mentality is what makes people think it's okay to steal government money. After all, Nigeria has money. My own is just small. Or, after all, the church has many offerings. My own is just small. But when everybody thinks their own is just small, before you know it, the whole thing don't finish. Mama teacher nodded. Exactly. In this compound today, 6 women stole 102 chicken parts. They thought it was just small. But if I hadn't counted, 102 guests would have gone hungry. And those guests would have blamed Chief and me for poor planning, never knowing that the problem wasn't our planning. It was other people stealing. Until Rejoice, a prophetess known for her sharp spirit discernment, stood up dramatically. I knew it. My spirit told me something was not right. The moment I collected my chicken, I said to myself, this chicken has a story. Uncle Boniface couldn't help himself. Until Rejoice, if your spirit told you, why you no talk am since? I was waiting for God's timing, until Rejoice declared. And see, God's timing is always perfect. Now we've all learned a lesson. Despite the seriousness of the situation, people laughed. Even some of the guilty women managed weak smiles through their tears. Mama teacher held up her hand for silence. So now we come to the matter of punishment. All 6 women looked up, terror in their eyes. Stand up, Mama teacher commanded. They stood shakily. You people want chicken? You will get chicken. Hope flickered in their eyes. Every one of you take 5 raw chickens from the remaining baskets. Take them home to your families. Confusion replaced hope. And your pay for today, your full pay, collect it before you leave. Now the women were completely confused. Chief Emeruwa looked confused too. The crowd murmured. But Mama teacher's voice hardened. You will never walk in this house again for 1 full year. 1 year suspension. And I will make sure every woman in this village knows why. The women gasped. 1 year without work from Chief Emeruwa's household was significant. He hosted events regularly and his wife was known for hiring local cooks. Ma please, Mama Gift begged. 1 year is too long. Our families. Your families will learn that their mothers are not thieves, Mama teacher said firmly. Because that brings me to your second punishment. There's more, Mama Peace whispered. Each of you will write a letter to your children or to your family members if you don't have children, explaining exactly what you did today and why it was wrong. You will give me copies of these letters and you will read them to your families on Christmas Day, tomorrow. Ma, until Jockey World. Tomorrow, Christmas Day, you want me to spoil Christmas for my children? Better they learn down that their mama is a reformed thief than they grow up to become unchanged thieves. Mama teacher shot back. And there's more, she continued. Christmas Day, you will all return here. You will cook for the children's party free of charge, not as punishment alone, but as service. You will serve the children with joy, with care, and with honesty. And maybe, just maybe, you will remember what it feels like to give instead of take. Sister Blessing was nodding through her tears. Yes, ma, we will do it, ma. And finally, Mama teacher said, looking at each woman in turn, after 1 year, if you have truly changed, if you had shown integrity in your daily lives, if you have proven that you understand the lesson, you may reapply to work in this household. But that decision will be mine to make, and I will investigate thoroughly before I decide. You mean we have a second chance? Mama Ngozi asked, her voice small. Do you think I would just throw you away? Mama teacher asked, and now her voice was gentler. I am giving you mercy, not because I am foolish, but because I believe even chicken thieves can change. After all, Paul in the Bible changed from persecuting Christians to preaching Christianity. Maybe you people can change from stealing chicken to protecting chicken. A few in the crowd laughed and the tension began to ease slightly. Chief Emeruwa stepped forward. My wife has spoken, and let me add this. She has given you mercy. In my anger, I wanted to just bundle all of you out and ban you forever. But she has shown me that punishment without redemption is just revenge. You people are lucky, very lucky. He turned to address the crowd. And all of you, take note. This is not just about chicken. This is about the kind of people we want to be, the kind of community we want to build, the kind of Nigeria we want to create. Amen, several people shouted. Mama teacher pulled out her phone. Now, before you people leave, let's take a picture. All 6 of you with the stolen chicken. Ma, they chorused in horror. Don't worry, it's not for public posting. It's for my private collection. Call it the Great Chicken Heist of December 2024. Whenever I feel like being too trusting, I will look at it and remember, trust is good, but verification is better. Reluctantly, the 6 women posed with their ill-gotten gains. Mama teacher snapped the photo, then shoot them towards the basket of chickens. Go on, take your 5 chickens each. Raw ones, so you will cook them in your own houses with your own resources. And every time you cook one, you will remember this day. As the women collected their chickens and their pay, which Mama teacher insisted they take despite Chief Emeruwa's protest, Uncle Boniface couldn't contain himself. Mama teacher, you are a wonderful woman. To punish them and give them chicken and pay, that one na next level mercy. It's not mercy alone, Mama teacher said. It's strategy. I want them to take those chickens home. Look at them, cook them, eat them, and remember the difference between what was given freely and what was taken shamefully. I want the chicken to teach them a lesson every single day until they finish eating it. Psychological warfare, Uncle Boniface declared. Chief, your wife na general. The 6 women left the compound in various states of emotion. Shame, relief, gratitude, and determination mixed together as they walked through the gate, carrying their chickens and their dignity in tatters. The compound watched them go. Then Mama teacher clapped her hands. Okay, drama gone. We still have a party to run. We have 100 guests who never eat. Who will help me cook more chicken? Several young women from the crowd volunteered immediately. Good. And this time, Mama teacher added with a wry smile, I will be supervising directly. In fact, I will cut the chickens myself. Ma, we are not thieves. One of the young women volunteers protested. I know. But as the saying goes, Trust is good, but counting is better. Now let's go. We have hungry guests. As the party resumed, conversations buzzed throughout the compound. People gathered in small groups, discussing what they had witnessed, sharing their own stories, making resolutions. One group of young people huddled together. Man, that was like a Nollywood movie, one said. For real, but it makes you think, Sha, how many times we dey see opportunity to take what no be our own? Guy, just last week, I see my boss's money for table, 50,000 naira. Nobody dey around. For like 5 minutes, I just dey look am, dey think. Wetin you do? I call my boss now, tell am say him money dey for table. Man, the way my boss thank me, and that same week he give me promotion. You see, integrity dey pay. Maybe not immediately, but e dey pay o. In another corner, parents were having serious conversations with their children. You see what happened today? One father asked his teenage son, "Yes, Papa, let that be a lesson to you. No matter how small, stealing is stealing, and it will always disgrace you in the end." "But Papa," the boy asked thoughtfully, "if Mama teacher hadn't counted, would they have been caught?" The father paused, then smiled. Smart question. Maybe not. But that's not the point. The point is, even if nobody catches you, even if nobody counts, you know what you did. And that knowledge will corrupt your spirit small by small until you become a completely different person. In yet another group, business owners were talking. "This matter make me think about my shop," one woman said. "Sometimes customers dey pay and I dey get change, but I no dey give them the correct change. I dey keep small for myself, thinking say 20 naira here, 50 naira there, no important. But if you add them up for 1 month," another asked, "Chai, maybe 5,000, maybe more." That's stealing from your customers. And you wonder why your business no dey grow? That small stealing dey chase away your blessings. Uncle Boniface, ever the social commentator, had gathered his own audience under the mango tree. "You see this thing wey happen today, e get as e be o. Those women, them no be bad people o. Them be normal people like me and you. But temptation catch them, and greed enter their brain, and before you know it, they don't turn temporary thieves." "So what's the solution?" someone asked. "The solution na what Mama teacher talk. Verification. Count your chickens, whether literal chicken or metaphorical chicken. If we all dey count what's supposed dey there, people no fit steal." He paused dramatically. Imagine if Nigeria dey count every kobo wey enter every ministry. Imagine if we dey verify every project, every contract, every allocation. Corruption go reduce by 90% now. But Uncle Boniface, a young man, challenged. Who go do the counting? The same government officials wey dey steal? That's why we need Mama teachers, Uncle Boniface declared. We need people wey their brains sharp, wey no dey take nonsense, wey dey ready to verify. If all government offices get Mama teacher as accountant, this country go change overnight. By 4 p.m., the party had returned to full swing. The additional chicken have been cooked under Mama teacher's watchful eye, and the remaining guests had been fed. The compound was full of laughter, music, and the satisfied sound of well-fed people. Chief Emeruwa found his wife in the kitchen, supervising the washing of pots. "My dear," he said, putting his arms around her waist, "you handled that situation brilliantly." "You think so?" Mama teacher leaned into him. "I was so angry. I almost just sent them away forever." "But you didn't. You balanced justice with mercy. You gave them consequences but also hope. I just keep thinking about their children," Mama teacher said softly. "Those children don't deserve to suffer because their mothers made a mistake. If I ban the women completely, the children are the ones who will starve. But if I let them off too easy, the children will learn the wrong lessons." "So you did what you did." "So I did what I did. 1 year is enough time for them to feel the consequences. But it's also enough time for them to change. And if they truly change, then their children will see that people can make mistakes and still become better." Chief hugged her tighter. "This is why I married you. Beautiful, yes, but more than that, wise." "And that is why I married you," Mama teacher replied. "Rich, yes, but more than that, generous enough to let me make the decisions. She laughed, and he laughed with her. As the sun began to set on Chief Emeruwa's compound, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, the party wound down. Guests began leaving, each one taking their host, many of them still discussing the party's dramatic events. Best Christmas party ever, one guest declared. We got food, drama, and a lesson. That's value for time. As the last guest trickled out, Mama Teacher stood at the gate, waving goodbye. Uncle Boniface approached her. Mama Teacher, I been the think. You know say this story go spread throughout the village, throughout the state sef. I know, Mama Teacher said. That's part of the punishment. Shame is a powerful teacher. But it will also make you famous too. The woman who caught the chicken thieves. If it even reach newspaper. Mama Teacher laughed. Uncle Boniface, I don't want to be famous. I just want people to learn to count their chickens, literally and metaphorically. That night, in 6 different homes across the village, 6 women sat with their families, staring at 5 raw chickens each, and tried to find the words to explain what had happened. In Mama Gift's house, her husband looked at the chickens, then at his wife's tear-stained face, then back at the chicken. So, you collect the chickens and your pay, but you also disgrace yourself. Yes, Mama Gift whispered. And you have to write to your children? Yes. And you have to cook for free tomorrow? Yes. And you're banned for 1 year? Yes. Her husband sat back processing. Then he sighed. As for you in this life, you don't learn lesson today. Despite everything, Mama Gift smiled slightly at hearing her own phrase turned back on her. In Auntie Jockey's house, her children gathered around as she told them what happened. When she finished, her eldest son, Ike, was quiet for a long moment. Mama, he finally said, I am disappointed, but I am also proud. Proud? Auntie Jockey looked up in surprise. How can you be proud of me for stealing? Not proud of the stealing. Proud that you are facing it. Proud that you are telling us the truth. Proud that you are going to make it right. He paused. Mama, people make mistakes, but not everybody admits it and tries to change. You are doing that. So yes, I am proud. Auntie Jockey burst into fresh tears, but this time there were tears of relief and hope. In Sister Blessing's small room, she sat with her phone, typing and deleting. Finally, she took a deep breath and posted, Today I did something I am not proud of. I stole, not big thing, just chicken. But stealing is stealing, no matter the size. I got caught, I got punished, and I learned the lesson I will never forget. Integrity is more important than opportunity. If you're reading this and you're tempted to take what's not yours, whether it's chicken, money, credit for someone else's work, anything, don't. The temporary gain is not worth the permanent shame. Hashtag lessons learned. Hashtag integrity. Hashtag chicken gate. Hashtag Christmas 2024. She hit post, and within minutes, comments started flooding in. Some were mocking, but most were supportive, with many people sharing their own stories of temptation, failure, and redemption. The next morning, Christmas Day, the 6 women returned to Chief Emeruwa's compound as instructed. They arrived early, dressed simply, their faces showing a mixture of humility and determination. Mama Teacher was waiting for them with the children's party supplies. 50 children from the village had been invited. Children from poor families, orphans, children whose parents couldn't afford a proper Christmas celebration. Good morning, ma, the 6 women chorused. Good morning, Mama Teacher replied. Did you write your letters? They each handed her an envelope. Mama Teacher took them without reading them immediately. Did you read them to your families? Yes, ma, they answered. And how did they react? Mama Gift spoke first. Ma, my husband was angry at first, but then he said he was happy. I was honest about it. My children, some of them cried, but they said they still love me. My children said they were proud of me for facing my mistake. Auntie Jockey added quietly. Sister Blessing showed her phone. Ma, I post them for social media. See the response. People, they encourage me. Mama teacher scrolled through the comments, nodding. Good. Now, today, you will cook for these children. You will serve them with joy. You will make sure every child gets equal portions. You will count carefully and you will remember why you are doing this. Yes, ma. And Mama teacher added with a small smile, if you do well today, maybe 1 year ban will become 10 months. I believe in incentives for good behavior. Hope flickered in their eyes as they set to work. The children's party was a beautiful affair. The 6 women cooked with care, served with attention, and ensured every child left with a full belly, a small gift, and a big smile. As the party wound down, Chief Emeruwa called the 6 women aside. You people have done well today, he said. You came back even though you were ashamed. You worked hard even though you weren't being paid. You served with joy even though you were hurting. That shows character, not perfect character, but character that can grow. Thank you, sir, they murmured. So let me tell you something, Chief Emeruwa continued. My wife said 1 year, but I'm going to talk to her, maybe after 6 months. If you continue to show integrity in your daily lives, we can reconsider. Bet. He held up his hand as their faces brightened. That's not a promise. That's a probability, and it depends entirely on you. As they left the compound that evening, the 6 women walked differently, not with the guilty heavy steps of the day before, but not with the complete lightness either. They walked like people who had learned something important, who had paid a price, and who were determined to be better. The December sun was climbing high again when Mama teacher's Mercedes pulled into Chief Emeruwa's compound. Behind her vehicle came a truck, and from that truck, the smell of fresh chicken filled the morning air. 120 chickens this time, Mama teacher announced, which means 120 multiplied by 4. 480 parts. Chief Emeruwa called out, grinning. You see, even I don't learn mathematics. Darling, you knowing the answer doesn't mean I won't verify you. I know, that's why I married you. Quality control built into the marriage. As they supervised the unloading, 6 women approached the gate. They were dressed in clean pressed uniform, each carrying a small bag, notably much smaller than the bags from last year. Good morning, ma. Good morning, sir, they chorused. Mama teacher turned and a slow smile spread across her face. Ah, the returnees. You people actually came. Yes, ma. Mama Gift stepped forward. We applied to work 2 months ago. You approved us last week. I did. Mama teacher nodded. But approval and trust are different things. So let me ask, are you ready to work with integrity today? Yes, ma. They answered together. Even when temptation comes, especially when temptation comes, ma. And you understand that I will count, that I will verify, that I will check your bags. Yes, ma. In fact, Sister Blessing opened her small bag. Inside were just the basics, her phone, a handkerchief, a small bottle of water, and a packet of tissue. See, ma, small bag. Chicken no fit enter inside even if I try. Mama teacher laughed.